Hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch. And here's a little bit of bonus content for you because I forgot a funny part of the story. So this is part 2 of Dowsing with Dad. So in the first part, I talked about how it was my dad's birthday yesterday, and so I decided to get the pendulum board out to see if I could contact him in spirit, and he does show up from time to time, and sometimes Dad's a little sweary and a little vulgar, but he was in a pleasant spirit mood yesterday, so had a little conversation with Dad. He was saying where he was. I always ask what the year is, where he's at, if they identify things by year, and he seems to respond that things are pretty similar in that wording of things where he's at. But he's always said before that he was in the 1970s in that plane, but this time it was 2012, and I had hedged out that it was because his brother was with him in spirit as well with some other people. I skipped the part that I asked who else is there that I knew, because they're having this beyond the realm birthday party for Dad's 99th. So he said that Mom was there, which is weird because he has said before that she is not with him. She's not in his time frame either. So I found it really, really weird that Dad was not hanging out on a celestial bar stool somewhere in the 1970s and hanging out at a party in a bar room for his birthday with some departed relatives and Mom, which I thought was weird. But then he kept I use the word say, just remember, this is pendulum dowsing with a board. So I'm reading letters that are being spelled out, but I might phrase it as he said this or he said that. I'm reading what's being written one letter at a time. Dowsing is a slow process. But then the letters crow, C-R-O-W, kept coming up, and I said, yeah, I have a lot of crows around here. I like crows. What do you have to tell me about crows? And he said the word hitchhike, or the pendulum said hitchhiker. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. You hitchhike with crows. And then this is a story I told to someone in person not long ago. I tell this story from time to time because it's funny. When I was just starting to do adaptive yoga videos, I was doing a practice one outside. And I was really new to all this, so I had sort of a lesson plan taped on a wall. I think it was the garage wall, actually. And so I'm using a makeshift tripod, trying to get the right camera angle. So, because yoga can be difficult to video and photograph if you don't have the right stuff. And I did not have the right stuff back then. So I'm on a yoga mat, the sun is bright, I'm outside, I'm playing with camera angles, and I hear this horrible noise and shuffling, and a crow snatched my yoga lesson plan right off the wall and took off. Well, the pendulum spelled that out. It said took paper, Tookpaper. Now, Dad did not spell very well when he was alive. I was surprised some of the words were coming through so clearly today, but took paper. And I said, there was a crow that grabbed my lesson plan and flew off flew off with that, grabbed that paper and ripped it and flew off with it. And yeah, then the response was H-A-H-A, ha ha. And for anybody else that's a sci-fi geek like I am, the kiddo and I watch Resident Alien. So if you've ever watched that show, Harry, I think his name's Vanderspiegel, the main character in that, like when he's laughing, it's like, ha ha, ha ha. My dad used to do that too. So he spelled out, ha ha. And I said, did you hitchhike that crow that did that? And then it's like pendulum swings to yes, and then ha ha. And then I asked, well, why would you do that? And then it was B-U-G and then the letter U, so bug U. And so this is how my pendulum conversations go. So I was like, well, that was a D move, that was a dick move to do that. And then again, ha ha, and then spelled out the man's name, Dick. So that's my little adventures in pendulum dowsing for my dad's birthday. So the interesting points from that, I thought, were the timeline I got. Dad seems to be able to shift timelines wherever he's at, but he always like hangs out in the same bar. It's one of the same bars he hung out when he was alive. So I don't know how that works in the spirit realm, but this was the first time I found out that he's like possessing or hitchhiking crows to harass me, which doesn't surprise me at all, by the way, that he would do something like that. But to have it spelled out by pendulum was kind of funny. So again, if you believe any of this pendulum dowsing stuff, that's great. And if you don't, I respect that as well. But that was a funny part of the story that I wanted to share. I forgot to share the crow part of the story. Otherwise, not much going on at the cottage. It's late. It's late in the evening. Momo's so sleepy. Say hi to the podcast peeps. Momo's waving to you. Yeah. Is it sleepy time? So I'm not going to post this tonight. I'll schedule this and delay this one. But they're a little extra tidbit to the dowsing story. If you use dowsing or other methods to connect with and contact spirit, if you'd like to comment on social media or contact me at theholisticwitch@gmail and tell me your story, I'd love to hear that too. My dowsing stories are always weird. They're always weird and wacky. Hummo. I will have others to share, but that was the most current. So again, happy 99th birthday to my dad in the spirit realm, wherever he's at, drinking Genesee on a bar stool and pretending to be a crow or something. I don't even know if I believe this one, but that's what the pendulum wrote out. So, little bonus content. I'm going to leave it at that. Nothing interesting happening here other than I have a very sleepy doggy. I'm going to go have a bedtime snack wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Blessings on your journey. And bye-bye.